You sure you got the stream key right? I don't see anything happening. Was I on the wrong one, maybe? I was on the wrong one. Okay, my bad. Here's a song, because that's how it was supposed to start, and I messed up and wasn't sure what was going on. This will not go down as my best intro song. Let's watch this freaking show. That was it.
That was embarrassing for you.
Yeah. It feels as good as I do. But we're still on the outro, the hold thing. Hey, Luthien.
Yep. What? Stream is broke.
Boom, there it goes. Like your whole screen turned white? Oh, like it was thinking about crashing. All right, well, that's off to a good start. Also, we've been like dealing with internet issues since yesterday, and I finally factory reset and eliminated. I have like a mesh system, eliminated a satellite from the mesh system. It was a whole thing. So who even knows if this show is going to air or go out, or if anybody can even watch it right now. But if it is going out and people can see it, this is Calling It Now. I'm Jimmy Snow, and this is Jovan Bradley, and we are here ready to debate anybody who wants to bring us their MAGA nonsense. Their MAGA. If you think, yeah, go. What are you saying?
I realized that it's early in the video, so I was about to curse, and I was like, "Oh wait, YouTube's not the place for that."
We gotta wait 2 minutes is usually the old rule. I don't know if they had redirect set up, because I don't see them just popping in here from the other show. I think redirect might have failed again. But, you know,
as YouTube started doing all that crazy stuff with their YouTube lives, has that affected things?
I know they have given some new stuff out for sure. We're leftist, we're atheists. What else are we? Secular humanists, and we think that a lot of MAGA people basically have the worst positions in the world, and we will take you up on any. This is the time. If you want a platform to prove leftists wrong, the way Charlie Kirk said he wanted, the way y'all say you want once he made 1 million Charlie Kirks, by which it's weird they keep emphasizing.
We are Charlie Kirk, Jimmy.
Right. Je suis Charlie. Remember that?
Je suis Charlie.
Remember Je suis Charlie. Anyway, people, we have that phone number on the screen right now. If you are MAGA, if you are of the right, and you think that you know something we don't know, that there is a good reason that Donald Trump is the best president possible, if you believe you can take us on anything, we'll take you. That phone number there is 33654-321-01. The lines are open. The screener is ready to get your info and put you in that queue, and we are ready to talk to you.
Take us on about any topic, bro. I will debate it even if I don't know anything about it. That's how confident I am.
By the way, I have I've seen the Who taking hold on Threads. I don't know that I started it. I don't know that maybe it's just like sometimes I'm always skeptical, but I've been seeing people respond who I'm not connected to via Threads to people talking about Charlie Kirk with who is that?
I've decided to become an unhinged menace on Threads. I am treating people like dog shit if they're on the right and on Threads.
You know, maybe you had a bigger, I don't know what your Instagram following is like. I just know that you didn't even know you had a Threads, and you had more followers than me on Threads when you made your first thread. I don't know.
How many Instagram followers do you have?
Well, I don't know, because hang on, I got to pull it up. I don't really do Instagram. I maybe post on Instagram once a month.
I'm posting multiple times a day. I have 300K followers on there.
Oh, word. All right. Well, that's gonna be why, because I only have 19.5K followers on there, and then I have 6K on Threads.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Yeah, it happens.
I was talking to the Weedle that I caught. I'm playing Pokemon. Jimmy got me into it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I played like 2 hours. I was like, this is the worst game ever made. And Jimmy was like, just get to this point. And then I really felt like that Rick and Morty meme where he's like, is this game popular with autistics?
Because I'm starting to love it.
Yep. I was like, yep, damn it. No, I can't put it down. He sent me the
Frank Reynolds, I get it now meme. I was like, there he goes. There it goes.
But I'm telling you, every time, why can't we have a socialistic society where we have like Pokemon centers? You know, we just go to them, we heal up. But every time, I was telling Jimmy this before the show starts, every time the game's like, hey, it's time to do some story bits. I'm like, don't do that. Don't ruin the perfect game with the story. I'm having so much fun. I don't need.
Confirmed. Jovan wishes that all medical care was administered by women with the same haircut in the same uniform.
No, just that they're all Nurse Joys. Brock was the OG simp.
Yeah,
man. I
am so surprised I haven't seen a single Twitter person say Pokemon's gone woke because of the Black Nurse Joys. As soon as I saw one, I was like, "Oh, Grums will be tweeting about this," and not so far.
I didn't even notice that the Nurse Joys were black. I don't see color, Jimmy.
There are only a couple. Look, don't worry. Most of them are white, so you'll still feel like you're in a Pokemon game. But you get the occasional Black Nurse Joy. I was very, very surprised. Hey,
color.
MAGA, we're waiting for you. We're here with the MAGA debates. We will take you on any MAGA issue. Why is Donald Trump a good president? You tell us, because we cannot come up with anything. Why is declaring war on a nation in our hemisphere a good idea? You call us, because we're not sure.
Why is giving $40 billion to Argentina a good idea when you guys were so pissy about Ukraine? Somebody want to explain that one to me?
Right. Oh, but don't worry. Argentina is only now becoming the soy producer for fucking China because of the tariffs. But those tariffs,
because we did up. Why? Somebody want to tell me why pardoning George Santos is a good idea? Please, MAGA. Defend any of these Trump decisions. I double dog dare you.
It's really funny because what's happened, MAGA, we want to talk to those of you who actually have any kind of idea what the policies are, because it seems like you all only know what Fox News highlights, because we've had people call in and I keep going, okay, since you keep saying Kamala Harris would be terrible, name me one economic direct government to citizen policy that she had. Because you say terrible for the economy, what was one policy? And you never come up with an actual policy she proposed, just an abstraction. And it's really funny because we had a guy last week, I think it was, or potentially the week, all time has become meaningless. But where I was like, can you name one? Yes. And then just goes off on about the immigration stuff. And I was like, nope, immigration, we're talking about economic policies. You haven't even said what her immigration policy is. Net immigration was down, illegal immigration was down when Biden left office. But we're talking about, name one economic, and then he was like, well, in 2016 on the stage, she raised her hand saying she would give immigrants, in other words, couldn't do it, couldn't name one, even though kept saying they could. And I think that basically is MAGA in summary. I think if you all actually voted on your values, even if you voted out of self-interest, because that's the wild thing is, as a Republican, you're trying to vote in your self-interest without ever actually learning what you're voting for. So whoever's emotionally telling you this is your best bet is what you're getting.
I get more annoyed because when I talk to them, I'll be like, okay, can you name me a policy? And they'll be like, immigration. I'm like, that's not a policy. Right. That's a position. He has a policy position. His position is that he wants to be tough on immigration, but what is the actual what are the actual legislations that he's passing? And it's just executive orders. I'm like, okay, you want a daddy, it's okay, but at least just be honest with yourselves that you want a daddy.
Yeah,
I don't really want a daddy.
Guys, just so you know, MAGA, if you're wanting good representation, the person who's currently screening is not the one you want. We want to talk to. How many of you are here in chat? Have you heard of Dirk?
Oh my God. Dirk called my show and got embarrassed.
If
it's the same Dirk told me, well, there is a ceasefire because Palestinians are happy about it. I'm like, that doesn't mean shit. If Israel's breaking a ceasefire, the fuck?
I have a suspicion Dirk is a character, as in literally. I don't think Dirk calls in and claims their pronouns are Dirk, and then refers to themselves in comments and on in live chats as Dirk. I don't believe Dirk. actually exist. I think that in day-to-day life, I'm gonna do some snooping. They're screening right now. They don't know what we're getting up for. Who in chat is MAGA so far? We put a chat up. Are you MAGA? We put a poll up. Are you MAGA? We want to know. We want to know. How does it hang?
No, finish. I'll go after.
I didn't have real words. I was just filling dead air.
Do the red-eyed, like the rage Pokemon, do they have a purpose in this one, like in the story?
Alphas, I mean, no, not really, but they do have stat boosts, and they're bigger and cooler.
I don't care about any of that. When I play these games, I try to complete. I play to complete the decks. I don't care about anything else. I am a collector.
Yeah, but if you want to get through certain things quicker, higher stats is better. I'm not saying get like stat farm. I'm just saying
I just have an Embor that's 20 levels above everything else. It wipes. It's
pretty quick. That's who my starter was, but I let that get picked by chat, who someone supered for it. I honestly would have picked probably Totodile.
I'm annoyed that it gave me it gave us 2 starters from Gen 2 and 1 starter from Gen whatever. Like it should have been, each starter should have been from a different gen.
So I think there's a couple of reasons for it. One, they're not going to do Gen 1 because they're going to give you all of Gen 1 in it anyway to choose from. You also get to pick from the Gen 1 ones. But then when what's remaining, they can only do Pokemon up through XY, and they can only do Pokemon that don't already have a Mega, since it's supposed to be a new Mega form.
So
that limited their pool a little bit.
So far, I've only seen Absol's Mega form, and it's doo-doo.
Absol's not new, though. Absol's in the old ones.
MAGA, do you like Mega Evolutions? Call us. Call the numbers on the screen.
MAGA Evolutions. Numbers on the screen, 33654-32101. We'll see how long we want to deal with Dirk. Dirk in New York, you're on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. Dirk, I have a couple of questions for you before we even get started.
Absolutely. Ask away. It's an absolute pleasure being here. I appreciate it.
Dirk, what do you do for a living?
Well, I don't wish to divulge that information.
No, I'm not asking
Dirk, are you the person that called me the other day about the ceasefire? Are you the same Dirk?
I don't remember that. Maybe.
Okay, so is there another MAGA Dirk running around somewhere?
There might be. There may be 2 of us.
Dirk, I feel if you're right off the bat showing signs that you're not going to be honest, when he's asking you about something the other day and you're saying you don't remember if you called into a show the other day, that this isn't going very well for you. Dirk, what category of job do you have? Do you work in retail? Do you work in where do you work?
Business. I'm in business.
Okay.
He's in the mailroom.
As a business manager, as a salesperson, what kind of job?
I'm an executive in a business.
You're an executive in the business. And do the people in your business know you as Dirk?
Sorry, there was 2 people talking. Can you go ahead?
Do the people at your business know you as Dirk?
Well, that's my name. That's what they call me.
When you called in the past, did you not try to use Dirk as your pronouns? And when you comment, do you use Dirk in the third person?
Well, I use my name in the appropriate place that a name is used in the English language.
Incorrect. You use it often. You often, as a first person presenter, use it as a third person. In the comments, you will refer to yourself as Dirk. That wouldn't be the correct way. How do you find that other MAGA people take it when you tell them your pronouns are they, them?
Well, I mean, I think they're very accepting. No, actually, no, I don't know. I don't know what they would think.
Oh, you don't know what they would think because you don't actually tell them your pronouns are they, them. You only say that when you get on the air as a joke.
Well, what's the joke with that? I don't get it.
I'm asking you to explain it to me. Why do MAGA people not know you're MAGA? Why do they not know that your pronouns are they, them? Or are your pronouns not actually they, them?
Well, I don't tend to use my pronouns that much personally.
Just your own name in the first person. So when you're talking to a person, so when you talk to MAGA people, When you talk to MAGA people and you tell them your position, but instead of saying I, you say Dirk believes blah, 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 blah. How do they take that?
Well, I don't necessarily know if I do that. Is that true?
So you only do that in comment sections?
I don't recall doing that in comment. I don't actually know which comment sections you're referring to be frank.
Damn, you got a terrible memory, don't you, Dirk?
Am I like being punked? And there's two insufferable MAGA Dirks.
No, this is him.
The same Dirk.
Which comment section are you talking about? I like, for example, YouTube comments. I don't comment on YouTube. I don't know what.
You don't comment on YouTube. What's your username on YouTube?
Sure. Well, my username is my full name, Dirk Funk.
Dirk Fong?
Dirk Funk.
Dirk Funk. Your full name is Dirk Funk. You wouldn't tell us where you work, but you're saying that's your actual full real name.
Well, that's correct.
Why don't you share with your MAGA allies your they them pronouns?
Well, MAGA allies don't tend to ask pronouns.
And so when you hear them refer to you incorrectly, when you hear them refer to you incorrectly, what happens when you ask them to use them?
Well, I don't get offended. I don't ask them to use it. But since
do you know who Dirk Jensen 969 is?
Say that one more time.
Have you heard of the username Dirk Jensen 969?
No, I haven't.
So basically what I have here is apparently this individual, and I have no idea, I don't remember what Dirk sounds like, but allegedly there are two insufferable MAGA Dirks who basically make a joke of the concept of pronouns, and who this guy is calling in to claim that the last 100 years best president is Donald Trump. And they're apparently meant to be separate Dirks who call in. So, okay, Dirk, why is Donald Trump the best president in the last 100 years?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think Donald Trump has been extremely effective at enacting the American people's will. So, for example, securing our southern border, making it so border crossings are down more than 95%, making it so the CBP One app is no longer used for people claiming asylum, to be able to do that at the press of a button.
You mean that app that he started in his administration?
Well, are you going to be honest or dishonest? You and I both know that app was not used for this purpose during his administration. You understand that?
So what purpose was it used for under Biden that you're saying was bad? Because that app is a scheduling app. People can go in and schedule, but they're still going through the process. So what is your rejection of that app?
Yeah, my rejection of the app is making it so easy to just claim asylum through the click of a button. It doesn't make it easy.
It makes it easier to
people to lie about their.
You asked if we were going to be honest, and you're lying about the app.
People to come into our
that's what Dirk does.
Dirk, you asked if we're going to be honest, and now you're lying about the app. That's not what the app does. The app does not make it easier, except for making appointments.
So why do we have less asylum claims now in 2025?
Because he took the scheduling feature away.
Right. You took it away and made asylum in the U.S. much less appealing by making... you hold on, Dirk. He made... Donald Trump is making America a shithole country. Who would want to come here?
Also, I just want to point out, Dirk said... Real quick. I think it's important to point this out. Dirk said he's enacting the people's will. Donald Trump is violating constitutional rights of both citizens and non-citizens. And Dirk is saying that this is okay and that it's okay to break the law as long as people want him to break the law. That's what you're saying.
The majority of Americans don't want what I'm doing.
Constitutional rights. Which Supreme Court cases have gone against him?
Have what?
Noam via Abrego Garcia. He violated Abrego Garcia's rights. They confirmed this.
How did he violate that if he facilitated his return?
Wait, so you don't know? You haven't read the Supreme Court's decision? Because they were the ones who declared he violated the rights.
That's why he had to return him, because he violated his rights.
The decision was to facilitate his return, which the
Imagine this.
administration
Imagine
did.
people, you are a MAGA individual and you're calling in and you think you have the gotcha and you're going to go, oh, well, when's an example by this standard that I think I have it? No, Dirk, I'm not done talking. You can kindly shut the fuck up. This is the standard by which you have to pass this bar to gain and then we go, boom, it actually already happened recently. Easy example to come up with. And then it goes, all right, well, now within my own moved goalpost, I'd like to move the goalpost again. Anyway, he's implementing the people's will, even though the majority of the people in America did not vote for him. He didn't even break 50% amongst the people who did vote at all. And more than 50% of people do not approve of what's happening with immigration and ICE. So, go on, Dirk.
Well, you're basing this on polling that has been consistently wrong over the past decade regarding
right. And so what would you better like to base it on? Your vibe?
The fact that he won I'm talking about the fact that he got the most votes from any Republican in history. He won the popular vote.
Wait. I don't want to get too far. Hold on. I don't want to get too far away from this. No. I don't want to. Hold on. I don't care that he won. I don't want to get too far away from this. I don't want to get too far away from this. Did the Supreme Court say that he violated Kilmar Brigo Garcia's rights? Yes or no?
I'm unmuting you now.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
Did the Supreme Court say that Donald Trump was violating Kilmar Brigo Garcia's rights? Yes or no?
Yes. Okay,
so Trump has been violating people's rights to get people out of the country, meaning he's been doing things illegally. Sababa? No. Well, you've agreed.
Well,
you said yes.
No,
violating someone's rights is illegal.
But now you're saying people
violating somebody's rights is illegal. Yes. No, we can keep going. Sure. We can keep going in other instances of rights violations. Do undocumented citizens have a right to have
an MS-13 gang member who is deported to a country?
Unfortunately, per the Supreme Court, there's no evidence of him having any criminal activity or any gang affiliation. So I would love you to show the evidence that the government couldn't show with the Supreme Court case.
The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is not there to determine if
Hold on. No. The U.S. See, this is how I know you didn't read it. This is how I know you didn't read it. You didn't read the Supreme Court's decision. So the Supreme Court asked the government. This is how I know you didn't. This is how you know, Dirk. You didn't read the Supreme Court decision, Dirk. So I'm going to tell you how the Supreme Court's decision tells us that he was an MS-13 gang member. Okay, so the reason why is because when the government was asked what their reasoning for kicking him out of the country is, they didn't say because he was a gang member. They didn't say any of this. Their response, nope. Their response when the Supreme Court says, "Why have you not brought him back? What was your justification for doing this?" They said it was a mistake. We messed up. And the reason we can't bring him back is because we don't have the power to bring him back, which the Supreme Court rejected and said this is not true. You want to bet? You want to bet me? How much do you want to bet me? I'll put $20 on it right now.
Well, you're saying it was a mistake.
I will put $20 on it right now. Do you want to put 20
to El Salvador?
Do you want to bet money on it? I will put $20 on it right now.
Well, I don't need your money. No offense. I don't do.
Yes, because it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about the fact that I am 100% sure. It's about the fact that I'm 100% sure that the United States admitted it was a mistake. Per the Supreme Court's decision, the United States the Supreme Court admitted the United States had no grounds to remove him, right? And that the only argument that they offered up was that they couldn't get him back because he was already gone. So his rights were violated. You agree with this? Kilmar Brigo Garcia's rights were violated. Now you're sitting up here and claiming, oh, but he was a gang member. Prove it, because it hasn't been proven in a court of law. There's been no evidence entered into the courts, so prove he was a gang member, Dirk. You apparently have evidence that the courts don't even have.
The local police and their police report say that he's a gang member.
Oh, the police report put together by a detective who was fired for perjury. That's the police report we're going to use now.
By the way,
detective that was fired for perjury makes total sense.
Dirk, a police report is not a conviction. A police report is not evidence that a person is guilty. It can be used as evidence in a court case to try and make a person guilty, and yet many people with lists of police reports that are clearly negative toward them. I have to just mute you because you can't help yourself. Are clearly negative toward them time after time after time. people are found not guilty anyway. So a police report is not a conviction. Police are corruptible despite your bootlicking ass. Here's the funny thing, though, is at the end of the day, we took your standard, which was which Supreme Court case, ... which still wouldn't be the standard, right? Because the current Supreme Court is a radical Supreme Court. It is clearly radically right wing. And yet, despite taking your standard, you still failed. They have the courts, they have the presidency, they have the Congress. Anything you say as far as like, oh, it's not violating because this other group that is radical didn't show it to be. And yet, even by that standard, they have had to say they're going too far on things like trying to fire people from the Federal Reserve, on deportation orders, on deploying the National Guard.
By the way, Jimmy Snow, Jim Jam, Jimboree, you said something that really strikes a chord here. Does it go against someone's constitutional right to be held and not allowed to call your lawyer?
Let's find out. Dirk, is that unconstitutional, not being able to call your lawyer, but being held?
I mean, I guess it depends on the matter.
No.
What specific circumstance are you referring to?
It depends.
I'm referring to when ICE arrests American citizens and holds them incommunicado, where they're not able to receive a phone call, which is a legal right, is you get a phone call to a lawyer. You can call family members. Nope, it's not a courtesy. Your ability for contacting legal representation is not
you
courtesy.
Just demand a phone call immediately.
That's how bad.
Process
Wait, you are calling in to speak to constitutionality and people's rights, and you think access to your lawyer is a courtesy?
No, not to a lawyer. You said a phone call.
Yes, because that's the way you would get access to your lawyer. Communication to your lawyer.
Anybody without a lawyer present. Yeah, that's
if you are held in isolation and not able to communicate with your lawyer, your rights are being violated. Jesus Christ.
If you're forced to speak in front of somebody without a lawyer present, then your rights are being violated. That's correct.
If you're held indefinitely without a charge, you're also having your rights violated.
Hey, Jimmy. What's the Sixth Amendment, Dirk? What's the Sixth Amendment?
Was he forced to speak to law enforcement?
What's the Sixth Amendment? What is the Sixth Amendment, Dirk?
The Sixth Amendment?
Yep.
Give him a second to Google.
I don't know. Is that speedy trial or is that seventh?
Keep going. Yep, that's one of them.
Oh, that's one of them? I don't know. What else is it?
Mm-hmm. So the Sixth Amendment also gives you a right.
That's my understanding.
It also allows you a right to counsel. A right to counsel. Do you know what that is? That's a lawyer. That's when you call your lawyer. But if you're being held and ICE says, no, you can't call your lawyer, they have violated your Sixth Amendment right.
That's not even close to true. What legal degree do you have? You think if I immediately get arrested and
wait, stop, hang on, Dirk, stop. What legal degree do you have? Why is that? No, shut the fuck up. I will mute you if you don't shut up. You said, what legal degree do you have, as though that is relevant to this conversation. So now, Dirk, if you wish to continue, you must present and prove you have a legal degree, that the argument from authority that you're trying to make even applies here. Dirk, what legal degree do you have? And if we only have a valid legal opinion, if we have a legal degree, why are you talking to a legal opinion?
Well, did I say legal degree or legal education?
You said, what legal degree do you have? It's what you just directly said to Jovan. Wait, Dirk, why should we continue with you if you can't keep track of your own words, let alone we're supposed to be trusting you're listening to us and replying in good faith?
Well, it's a 2v1. I'm getting bombarded with side conversations.
You knew it was a 2v1 when you called in.
That doesn't answer that question at all. Jesus fucking Christ.
Did you call in not seeing two people on the stream? Dirk, I don't give a shit about any of that, Dirk. Did you not see two people on the screen when you called in?
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't know you guys were.
Then don't fucking, no. If you saw two people on the screen before calling in, don't fucking cry about it now. Take it to a fucking 1v1 stream if you want to.
And have an honest debate. But
Jimmy, have we ever claimed to be cordial people?
Not once. By the way, people, I've muted him again. MAGA, I think you can do better than this. As any honest caller, even MAGA has seen, is if you just engage honestly, you don't keep trying to move the goalposts, you don't use stupid fallacies like what legal degree do you have to undermine what actually is just a plain fact. As though if I say a runny nose it can be a symptom of the cold. Well, what medical degree do you have? It's an utterly ridiculous assertion. I think MAGA has better out there than this. And so far, I doubt that we're going to have, since the next person we're taking after this doesn't understand that king is not a pronoun and has insisted the word king be used as his pronouns. I have a feeling that we aren't yet holding one on hold. So if you are MAGA and you can have an honest conversation, you don't have to lie, you don't have to resort to fallacies, and you can just directly answer questions and present your actual position with substance, the phone number's right there. Can none of you do it? I'm open to that idea too. There's 1,800 people here. By the poll, it seems like 11% of you are MAGA. Can no MAGA present honestly, answer questions honestly? Are all of you, is this what MAGA is? To tell you the truth, I suspect so. But
MAGA is
I'm
definitely
hoping.
Dirk.
Yeah, Dirk is MAGA. If you disagree that this is the best, Dirk might be the best MAGA has, and if you disagree and you can do better, this is how you call in, 33654-32101. It's right there. It's easy.
I think Dirk is definitely the best MAGA has.
Name one economic policy Kamala Harris had.
Wait, say that one more time.
Name one Kamala Harris economic policy.
Well, she wanted to give a $10,000, maybe $20,000 tax credit to first-time home buyers.
And why would that have been bad?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be bad if you're maybe a seller.
It wouldn't be bad if maybe you're a seller.
Yeah, if you're selling your house, it probably wouldn't be that bad. No.
If somebody's trying to buy a house, why would it have been bad?
Oh, because if somebody's trying to buy a house, that means they're just buying houses that are $10,000 to $20,000 more than they would have been under Donald Trump.
You believe that people would have, even though we've done these tax credits dozens of times, that in response to the tax credit passing, considering that it only applies to a subgroup, in fact, most people aren't first-time buyers, that sellers would have gone, oh, across the board, we can raise the prices from $10,000 to $20,000?
Yes, because there's going to be more buyers. I know you may not understand economics like that.
I just don't do speculative.
I don't think people on anything like they don't understand. We've literally done tax credits before.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
Well, you're making the argument that the price would not be affected by this, so go ahead.
I didn't say it wouldn't be affected at all. You said it would go up by the same amount that the credit is. What it would actually do is it would take individual buyers who are not major companies and allow them to come into the market, thereby lessening the power of the big companies that are buying homes and turning them into rentals, which is a positive. Now that said, definitely in isolation, Dirk, I don't know what your thing is that you think you can talk when I'm talking. In isolation, not a sufficient. Jesus fucking Christ! That we'll just keep doing this because you're a little fucking baby. You're a little fucking whittle biddle baby who needs his little bummy spanked every time he can't shut the fuck up when I'm talking. In isolation would not have been sufficient, but I'm now interested to find out in what ways has Donald Trump's economic policy, at least by the way, I don't think you had the credit right at all. And it's interesting that you're going to go with that one because you have Fox News recap on it and not the economic policy she had that obviously for small business owners would have been incredibly empowering and would have made small businesses more competitive with large business, which is what we actually desperately need. And under the Trump administration have lost all of that power. Anyway, in what way has Donald Trump been more positive for the economy than the economic policies proposed by Kamala Harris? It was 25,000.
You could look at his first 9 months, seeing grocery prices going down, egg prices hitting a 10-year low.
Grocery prices are up 22%. Grocery prices are up 22%.
So what is inflation?
22%. Right now, I think it's at
22%. That's what you think.
No, grocery prices are up 22%. While
I am very smart.
Inflation counts more than just grocery prices, so it's going to be a different number.
So we're looking at the price of eggs specifically. Did they go down or did they go up since Trump?
Why would I just look at the price of eggs?
Of groceries. And by the way, okay, once again, since you can't help but talk when you're not being talked to, eggs were going up for a while. Whether Biden or Trump had gotten in office, they individually, or Kamala Harris, would have gone down. Whether or not they are as low as they would have been is still not the case. But when you say down right now, the average from 1 year ago, as in October of the Biden administration, eggs are still up 38%. You can only say they've gone down compared to earlier times during his administration, but not that they have gone down to a year ago. They were still cheaper. You don't know how these things seem to work. You think that if you have a skyrocket in a price, but then a little period of time in a decrease, you don't care how it looked a year ago. You care, oh, look, it went down a little, even though we knew they were going up because of the egg shortages from bird flu and other economic factors across the world that caused broad increases in prices. So this doesn't address when you go, I just want to go with eggs and I only want to go month over month instead of year over year, you are exposed for the obvious fraud you are, which is why I ask again, the other nonsense person with the king pronouns, I think I scared him away by pointing out how nonsense they are, has hung up. MAGA, I assume you can do better than this. Is Dirk your guy? Is this the best you can do? The phone number's right there. We want to talk to honest MAGA callers, 336-543-2101. The next MAGA caller who comes in will end the call with Dirk for, because there's no, what value are we getting out of a person who just keeps lying? Anyway, here's Dirk. So Dirk, grocery costs have not gone down to what they were a year before during the Biden administration, and they are still 40% above what they were under Biden this time last year. Right. What now?
Everybody could see right now that you're spreading fake news. You could go to eggprices.org, hit the time period of 3 years, and you'll see it's the lowest it's been in at least 3 years. Let me click 5 years.
Wait, why can't you do 1 year?
It's even lower than 5 years ago. So you're spreading absolute fake news to your audience right now.
Here, I pulled it up.
It's higher than it was a year ago. You're spreading fake news.
I pulled it up. I've pulled it up and I'm going to take a look at it. Wait, you think that if you keep talking over me, I'm going to reach through the phone and put a cotton ball in your mouth?
All right, go ahead. Let's screen share it for your audience.
I don't have screen share set up. I don't have screen share set up. All right, here's what I will tell you is wrong. What do you think the current average price of a dozen eggs is?
It says $1 a dozen as of October 2025.
Is that what it says?
Oh, the lowest. Okay, average price $3.14 a dozen.
No. Right there, I went to eggprices.org. It's the first number. It's the first number. Great. Now, you are in New York, correct?
Absolutely.
Great. Go to what grocery store do you shop at?
Okay, so
what grocery store do you shop at?
We live in the United States
because
of
you are
America.
clearly using
you
are clearly using aggregate data that doesn't apply to the U.S. broadly. I am in. All right. How many fucking times are you going to prove you can't help yourself, people? Anybody in the chat who's in America, can you find eggs at $1.33 or less? The most popular eggs in America are Eggsland's Best, so I'm going to go with that, even though I tend to go with the local H-E-B brand.
According to the Fred, the average price of eggs currently is $3.48.
Right. So just so you all know, this website that he gave us, eggprices.org, currently claims $1.33 per dozen eggs. But
it also claims that he also said that eggs were at the shortest they've been, and that's a complete lie. 2023, they were fucking insanely lower than they are now. So I don't know what he's smoking. I don't know how much cocaine.
Where in America can a person find a dozen eggs for $1.33? In fact, there's my next question for Dirk. Dirk, where in America can a person find eggs anywhere for less than $1.33 or $1.33 on the dot?
The source of this is listed very clearly here.
Where in America?
Statistics and the USDA.
Where in America?
So your claim is that they're.
Dirk can't do this. Where in America can a person find eggs for less than $1.33? Because I've already looked it up. Why there are discrepancies. Eggprices.org often appears far off compared to real life egg prices because its data is primarily sourced from government agencies like the Bureau of Labor Statistics and USDA, which tracks average national and wholesale prices, not retail prices at local supermarkets or specific regions. Additionally, the timing metrics used by these official sources, such as FOB dock price, can differ significantly from what shoppers pay, as store pricing strategies and regional differences create gaps between reported averages and actual prices paid by consumers. So, my next question for Dirk, as we take him off of mute. Dirk, if you say to a consumer, the prices of eggs have gone down, what should that refer to? The retail price or the wholesale price? Go on, Dirk.
Well, to think that those two are completely unrelated shows your lack of any economic. No one said they were
unrelated. So once again, we are muting you because you didn't answer the question. No one said that the wholesale price is unrelated. But if you're going a dozen eggs and you are including within that 1 dozen eggs, which you are, how much eggs cost after you include McDonald's buying eggs by the million, and any other restaurant buying eggs by the tens of thousands to 1 million, so they get a very different price than how much a person who goes to the grocery store pays. And then you tell a person, but prices for eggs are lower than they've been in what you said was 5 years. Why is it not lower for a person who wants to go and buy the eggs themselves? Now you're unmuted. Answer the question itself, not whatever bullshit.
It would be lower if the wholesale price is the lowest it's been in 5 years. The retail price will be the lowest it's been in 5 years.
Then why isn't it? The average retail price is not the lowest it has been in 5 years. The average retail price.
I gave you my proof, which is the
lowest retail price. The lowest retail price was September 2020. So that would be a lie, Dirk, that the average retail is the lowest it's been in 5 years. You lied. This was a lie.
What is the average retail price of eggs right now for people
pre-COVID? It was $135. Right now, our most recent data is September. It's $348. Dirk is lying.
And trying to fundamentally fool Americans into believing that our prices go down if McDonald's is paying pennies per egg. But they don't, because, and this is how the corporations do this. This is what those meetings look like. Hey, our costs are down per egg because we're buying them in such massive amounts. Should we lower the price and pass that along to the consumer proportional to how much our prices go down? Switch to the other guy. Do we have to, or do they need eggs and we'll have to pay for it? No, we don't have to. Then why the fuck would we? This is why their profits are higher than ever, despite the fact we are struggling. Our wages are growing at nowhere near the pace of inflation. And a liar like him can call in because the actual average retail price right now is $5.43 per dozen. Or nope, $5.26. I apologize. Texas is $5.43. The average retail, what you pay at the store, is $5.26. Dirk, that's the average retail. Would you say, and by the way, you can go to worldpopulationreview.com if you want to see where that data comes from. Would you say that in the last 5 years, the lowest amount for a dozen eggs at the store for a consumer is $5.26 or 23, whatever I said? Now you're unmuted.
We have a
if you adjust for inflation, then yes, it would be.
No, it wouldn't be. Dirk, I am so glad there's somebody else because you are
The
too
goalpost
stupid
just
to
moved
continue it.
so fucking hard. We're talking
So
about
far.
inflation, and he goes, "But if you adjust for inflation, we're like that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in a conversation about inflation." To go, well, you should just adjust for inflation.
Pre-COVID, what was the average retail price?
You talking to me or talking to Dirk?
Yeah, I thought you had it. You might have closed it.
Yeah. I've got the last 5 years. Pre-COVID, we're looking at like 2020. You're looking at $1.35 per cost per dozen in U.S. City average. This is from again the Federal Reserve.
$1.35 from 2020 to 2025 after inflation. Let's find out. Let's find out if that's true.
Well,
$1.35 is the average. What does inflation turn $1.35 into? Ooh, sorry. $1.69. Hey, will you tell me, Dirk? This is our last question for you before we move on to the next caller. Is the number $1.69 basically the same as $5.23?
But wait, it's such a dumb. It's not even worth. It's not even worth him answering. Do you know what adjusted for inflation? That $1.35 eggs for this is why what Dirk said was really stupid. I'm going to explain it to the chat.
Yeah.
Do you know why when we adjust for inflation? So let's say September 2020 eggs are $1.35. Now adjust that for inflation and let's see how expensive eggs are. Oh, guess what? They're $3.48 because we're going to look at what actual inflation did to the numbers. What we're not talking about the spending power that the dollar had. We're talking how much inflation has driven the price of eggs. So it's really stupid to go, well, when you adjust for inflation, because that's the number we're looking at when we look at today. That's eggs post-inflation.
Right. This is kind of the point of like, if the only reason the price of eggs went up was like natural inflation, time goes on, and you're just going, this is the number, the percentage of inflation over the course. If you had $1 in 2020, you actually have X amount of money in 2025. Well, $1.35 in eggs, if we were just adjusting for inflation based on the difference between 2020 and 2025, then eggs would only cost $1.69. But somehow Dirk going with a number that considers so many factors where the retail price that you pay is nowhere near. It's just wild. So anyway, Dirk, we have a different caller and I said I'd move on. So bye, because I don't care. I don't care. You already wanted to basically say you couldn't name a single place where the $1.33 average actually reflects retail price. And yet you're like, but this website ends with .org, so it can't be deceptive. Call back when you have the numbers on the retail price of eggs. Otherwise, get fucked. Actually, I don't even care if you call back once you have that.
Homie said, but adjusted for inflation.
Lucian, check Discord, would you? Yeah. Keith in Pennsylvania. Keith will surely be our hero, baby. Keith in Pennsylvania, you are on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm 66 years old, retired veteran, and the groceries aren't really going down at all where I live. Going up.
Keith, are we on speakerphone or something? This is about as bad as the audio could be.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Way better.
There we go. Much better.
Okay. No, I actually had to take it off speakerphone. I have a little hearing problem, but I can still hear you.
Good. That's what we prefer very much.
For you guys.
Yeah. So grocery prices aren't coming down. The name needs changed too. Thank you so much. Grocery prices aren't coming down, but you want to say but gas is coming down, right?
Yes, it is where I live. In central Pennsylvania, near Penn State.
Okay.
I just don't think we can. I don't think we can make a gas determination until it becomes summer again. I find it hard to make a gas choice as we're getting into the season where gas prices just naturally start tanking.
Yeah. Well,
the price of crude oil is down
too.
The price of
yeah,
the price of crude oil is like the lowest it's been in 4 years. But I think we're just finally we're finally getting out of Trump's original OPEC deal. And then B, so like manufacturers have started actually to build reserves again. So we went through a fuck ton of our reserves thanks to Trump's original OPEC deal. So now we've been able to build back up reserves, as well as having the supply chains finally sort of like evening out post COVID. I think we're bound to see a decrease in gas prices.
But didn't Biden sell off a lot of our reserve?
He had to because of the deal Trump. He had to because Trump made a deal with OPEC in 2020 was his OPEC deal. So we had no choice but to run through our reserves.
Yeah. Well, I don't think
literally, if we hadn't gone through our reserves, we would have been fucked. So yeah, in April 2020, Trump had OPEC basically slash production. And this was because what's his name? There was like a oil guy in Texas who basically strong-armed Trump into doing it. Because Trump doesn't have plans of his own, ideas of his own.
By the way,
so the oil prices started.
This kind of highlights what Jovan was saying in the beginning, that you have to go comparable time to comparable time. If you had to guess 1 year ago, by how many cents or dollars do you think gas has gone down compared to 1 year ago?
Me? You're asking me?
Yeah. If you had to guess, how much do you think under Biden in 2025, how much do you think we've gone down under Biden in 2024?
Oh, 40 cents, 50 cents maybe.
14 cents. So when you call in acknowledging the grocery prices are still 1.4, yeah. When you call in and acknowledge the grocery prices are still atrocious, 14 cents a gallon for the average American is not covering not only that, but the future economic power we are losing. One, because of the tax cuts, meaning that your personal debt to the government is going up, lowering your spending power. But also this tariff thing that is happening that is putting small businesses out. And so you might personally see certain things eventually get cheaper, but less people are going to be able to buy them because they are going to be going from a job under a small business that tends to pay more fairly, tends to have better benefits, tends to support the economy more, and be moving to Amazon warehouse jobs. So the overall economic, this is why I hated when people were like, but look at how great the jobs number were under Biden, or even toward the end of Trump administration when things were starting to recover. And everybody was switching to gig jobs, where it was like, okay, more people are employed than before, but they're hired as contractors with no benefits to DoorDash, to Uber, to all of these places. They have less benefits than ever. They have less spending power than ever. And now people are literally working their ass off to be poor. People are working as hard as they can to be poor, just to not be destitute. And Keith, do you feel that has actually improved since Donald Trump has gotten into office?
Well, some things I think have been better, but I voted for Donald Trump because of all the nonsense and all the ridiculous things, and when you saw your president falling down steps, trying to shake people's hands and they weren't there, and all the dementia stuff and all. I think a lot of people should be arrested for elderly abuse on what they did.
Donald Trump was sworn in as the old. You said elder abuse. Donald Trump was sworn in as the oldest president to ever be sworn in.
Yeah, but before we even get there, can we just do stuff?
Keith, Donald Trump also fell down the steps of Air Force One, just like Biden did.
Well, yeah, I
know he shuffles down mild ramps like he can't handle it. By the way, Biden Keith, if you actually consult with an actual neurologist, Donald Trump's speech patterns resemble a person going through early stage dementia, whereas Biden's resembled a person having a stutter. Literally, that later in life, this comes back. Yes, both of them are getting older and both of them are slowing down. But I also want to ask you this, Keith. Did Joe Biden run against Donald Trump in 2020? Hang on, Keith. Did Donald Trump run against Joe Biden in 2024?
Did he?
Correct. Who ran against Donald Trump in 2024?
Harris.
So did you or did you not vote for the sharpest, youngest, most spry candidate? If you voted for Trump, are you describing Donald Trump as having more energy, more intellectual capability, and more sharpness than Kamala Harris?
Well, I would say he's not younger at all, but she had so much mental issues going on, or was smoking too much weed or something.
Like
I don't know what she was doing, but
this seems very
name an example of her showing she has mental issues. Because what I know is she was a lawyer, she was an attorney general, she was a senator, she had tons of political experience. The reason why I hate her have nothing to do
put all those
with
people
her
in prison
intellectual
for
ability.
marijuana, and then laughed about it when they asked her about smoking.
And I just described to you that the reason why I hate her have nothing to do with her age or mental capability, or even her ability, like even her qualifications to be president. So you said, basically, you said that Donald Trump is sharper and that she showed a lot of.
I don't believe that she was running anything.
Heath, I'm gonna get this question out no matter what it does to you.
I'm sorry.
Name an example that
I just think Obama was helping her.
Jesus Christ, you just said sorry for interrupting and then did it again. Keith, name an instance that proved she had less mental acuity, she had what you call the mental issues going on, than Donald Trump.
Well, when she tried to debate, she didn't do that well.
Are you joking? Donald Trump, she did so well, Donald Trump wouldn't debate her again. If Donald Trump had won that debate handily, they would have asked for 10 more. She absolutely smoked him. The only reason why Donald Trump didn't look completely terrible was because compared to Biden's performance in the last one, in the one prior, a dead person could have looked okay. But she
I don't know, but I
still
think a lot of other countries laughed at United States when Biden's administration was in there. They were just laughing at us. And I truly believe that Ukraine war wouldn't have happened.
Wait. Jimmy, hold on, Jimmy, don't even go. What countries were laughing at us specifically? Because people say this, I'm getting kind of over it when I hear conservatives say this, like, other countries weren't flying balloons of Biden dressed as a baby with shitty diapers, but England's done that every time Trump's come to visit. So what do you mean? What countries specifically were quote unquote laughing at us?
I believe Putin was thinking, we got a weak president. Now we can invade and try to get back.
No, because
to the
under
USSR.
Biden, Zelensky and the Ukraine were able to push Putin back. Guess what's happening now? Trump is ready to give Putin whatever the fuck he wants. No, consistently. Russia was held at lines.
Keith, you want us to believe that Harris was going to be the dumb person on Russia versus Zelensky, which Ukraine. This is always annoys me when they call in and now I have to defend Democrats because fuck the Democrats, but they're better than the Republicans.
I doubt Putin would think much of a woman anyhow.
Great. That's wonderful, Keith. Except for that Putin had been kept at bay by women in certain places. Angela Merkel, who I don't like, he respected as Chancellor of Germany. Right. So your whole thing where you're just going to throw something out as sort of a summary of why we can just never have a woman for president hasn't actually worked out on the world stage. But you want us to believe that Trump,
Harris in particular.
So now we have to get back to muting because you guys can't help talking over when you will get your time to speak if you will answer questions and wait for when it is given to you. Okay. So Keith, you want us to believe that Trump is the smart one on Russia and Harris would have been the dumb one. But we saw under the Democrats that there were gains in the Ukraine. The Ukraine had gains on Russia. Donald Trump during his campaign said, the first week, it'll be the first day after I'm elected, I won't even need to be president. I'll be able to solve that thing. Since then has had to admit he was played by Putin, that he thought Putin was going to really be ready to negotiate with him. And every step along the way, Putin has not done what he was expecting, the deal that he thought he was going to make, and just canceled a meeting with Putin, admitted that the whole thing he did back in Alaska, he won't admit it directly, was basically an embarrassment as they gave out the red carpet. And yet Trump said he almost walked out of that meeting because they were getting nowhere with it. So the guy we're supposed to believe is the better diplomat, is the better negotiator, who promised us immediate ceasefire. He would solve Ukraine, Russia the first day after he's elected, certainly within the first week. That's where we are now. how could we do worse with Russia than where we are on the precipice of just giving him what he wants? Go ahead, Keith.
Well, I don't know, but I just didn't think nothing of her, and Biden just was too unhealthy to run the country, and he wasn't.
And it sounds so far you didn't like her demeanor, not her qualifications, because you haven't actually named a thing about her, and I bet I can summarize why you didn't like her.
I didn't think much of her, but one of the things I noticed that Democrats, they'll tell you not to talk over them, but they do it to you constantly, whether they have good hearing or not.
So. Yeah, I'm not a Democrat.
Whatever,
hey, Keith, and Keith, by the way, great. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, Keith. We have shown on this show time and time again that if a person engages honestly and you are not, they get all the time they want, even if they disagree, as long as they are engaging honestly and answering when it is the appropriate time to answer. You're not doing that, and you keep interrupting and talking over me. Because here's the thing, people are going to complain about in comments too. You don't actually want us to change into those few people who complain, to change in the host you're saying we should change into. Because what you would have is us in a call that, let's say, go 30 minutes. We'd get 5 minutes of on-point points out, and they would get 25 minutes of no substance, it would just be propaganda talking points going off into a million places, and they would never answer anything directly. This is why you people have to be controlled conversationally, because you have yet to answer any question directly that is given to you, and just have opined in these sort of broad cliches that you got from Fox News, from not News Nation, what's that, One America Network, and those other stupid, News Nation's not great either, other stupid places. So Keith, what was the number one reason you didn't like Kamala Harris? Did you say I'm fucking gay?
You were probably in the military. You were never in the military is what I said. You're probably gay or something. You're not worth talking to, buddy, at all.
Wait, Keith, I'm not worth talking to because I'm probably gay? Keith, do you think this is strong for your side? I just
realized how stupid you are.
You realize how stupid I am, Keith. Keith, name one policy. Name one policy.
Did you
Kamala
ever go
Harris
in the military? Did you ever serve your country? No, you probably
I was
never
medically prohibited from joining the military when I attempted to do so at 18 years old. I have come from a military family. I attempted to join the military. Unfortunately, I'm physically disabled and unable to.
Biden and Harris would have never taken out Iran's nuclear capability either.
Just like Donald Trump hasn't taken it out. So, Keith, can you now go ahead and name an actual policy of Harris that you disliked?
He took it out well enough.
Hey, Keith, why would being gay?
We should have never been in any wars anyhow since World War.
Keith, you're proving my point, by the way. You haven't answered anything directly. You're just going off. Now you've resorted to bigotry. So now let's lean into your bigotry. Can you tell me why it isn't worth talking to a person who's probably gay? I will unmute you now.
Yeah. Because I don't think much of him. Because
there
was a guy in my time I had to beat him up because he was gay and he was a pedophile.
Wait.
But he's rich, so he gets away with stuff.
Who did you beat up because they were gay?
A pedophile.
You said you because they were gay, not because they were a pedophile.
Well, you said they pedophile. He started out being gay in bars, then he switched.
Keith, being a pedophile and being gay are not the same thing at all. If your anecdote that you have of a person starting out that way, guess what? Most pedophiles are straight. In fact, you are less likely to be a pedophile if you are gay. So statistically doesn't make any sense. So now, Keith, since you have no stats on your side again, why is a person less worth talking to if they are gay? Go on.
Because everyone I've talked to just have their own mind set up, and no matter what you would say, they're always right.
Hey, Keith,
simple as that.
That's what you've been doing this whole conversation.
That's literally been my experience with talking to you. Are you not worth talking to since you have your mind made up and you will not change it no matter? Excuse me, Keith. Since you have your mind made up, and cannot be changed no matter what information is presented to you, are you not worth talking to?
That might happen because I don't think much of the younger generation. Put it that
I don't
way.
think much of you. I'm glad that you're going to die sooner than me, and I'm going to get to live in. I'm glad that I'm going to get to live in a world where you're dead and can't vote anymore.
You never know about people. You could die
Well,
tomorrow.
sure,
You never
Keith,
know. Look,
if you decide to try and kill me because I'm gay, because you seem to think
I
the
wouldn't try
violence
to
is what
kill
you do to gay
anybody.
people.
The only way I'd kill anybody is in war.
You just think that it's okay to beat up people if they're gay. Earlier, you said I used to have to beat up gay people.
Yeah,
you just think beating up is
touched
appropriate.
me. So he touched me, so that was sexual
But you said
assault.
broadly that that's what you're supposed to do.
So what?
I just knocked him on his ass.
Now you're going
Rose
to
said originally he beat him up because he was a pedophile. Now he beat him up because he touched you specifically.
Before that, he just said that you have to
he was
beat
a
up
gay
gays.
guy, and then he started going out with little boys. So that probably makes him a pedophile.
So you were a little boy
with a 15-year-old.
Keith, can you just admit you like don't know what you're talking about? Like, can you please, like, this is just so embarrassing, my guy. I got to be honest. Usually, I'm all for embarrassing.
You guys,
I'm all for. Keith,
I don't know how you can even make money off of this show, but that's all you're in it for is the money, anyhow. But
okay,
but you're
chat.
Goodbye, Eddie.
Chat. I'm gonna need chat to send super chats. In honor of Keith.
Crack.
So we need $5 super chats from everybody in Keith's name. In Keith's name,
please,
amen.
Flood. He just said he doesn't know how we make money after making some homophobic ass bullshit. So flood the chat with super chats for this individual who doesn't know how we're making any money over here. We're only in it for the money, even as we advocate for our taxes to go up, even as we advocate for socialist policies that if we continue on the path of public figuredom, will take more from us than give to us. Right? Like, that's cool. That's a cool story. We literally are in a position that pivoting to capitalism would benefit us the most financially. If I were to pretend to have a revelation and become a Republican, you think the person who couldn't shut down the line and go work at the Daily Wire and be like, "Oh, I've seen the light," wouldn't become a fucking millionaire? Are you kidding me?
I have to say, okay, I think that saying that you beat up a pedophile, but voting for a man who walked into underage girls' changing rooms at beauty pageants he hosted, kind of.
Keith, why didn't you want to release the Epstein files? Why are you enabling pedophiles, Keith? Oh, did you hang up? Now you can't respond when we tell you.
Oh, no, you hung up a while ago.
I know. Keith, you voted for a person that makes the lives of pedophiles better. So, fuck you, Keith.
I want to start this next one because you see who it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to preface this with the only thing I want to hear out of Jacob's mouth when he comes up here is a source, a study, a peer-reviewed something that validates his claim. I don't really want to hear anything else. Jacob is calling from, what is TN?
Jacob from Tennessee is on the line with Jimmy and Jovan and is going to prove that he doesn't actually understand how the studies work. Hello, Jacob. I really hope this is the last time you call, especially if you're going to keep leaving comments like people are anticipated and excited for it.
I know. I'm just trying to get some education out here to the folks, because the only reason that I ever call back, Jimmy, is whenever I get gaslit and told that the things that I'm telling you aren't true. So,
sorry, do I have to play the fucking tape again? I will play. Jimmy, I don't mean to crash out this early into the call, but I will play the goddamn tape again, Jacob. I swear to God. Right now, you are calling us.
I'm not even worried about that, Jovan.
Stop. Right now, you're calling us to tell us that gender-affirming care for youth is worse than if they didn't receive it. That's the position that you're calling to give us, Jacob. So please provide me. That's
not the position.
Then what's the position, Jacob?
The position is the Republicans currently have the morally superior position on trans youth healthcare, because they're attempting to follow new science, whereas I want to get help to these people. Okay, I'm in no way anti-trans. I do. So whenever I bring up something
hang on, Jacob, hang on. I've got a follow-up question then. And this is going to happen a lot. Is the Republican platform largely anti-trans?
Largely anti. There's definitely a twinge of it in there. I'll give you
platform. That. The MAGA platform.
MAGA, probably not the best place.
Okay, so to be clear, as you say, I'm not anti-trans. The full extended version of your statement is the Republicans who are currently in power and are anti-trans have the morally superior position on trans youth healthcare. That would be the extended version that is accurate, because that are the Republicans the Republicans in power are the only Republicans we're going to be in here. If you're going to say the Republicans and then refer to some obscure group that you think identifies as Republican, unrelated. So your position would be more like what I just said, correct?
Well, we're in a bit of a unique position now with MAGA, Jimmy.
Correct? Yes or no? That is correct. Your position lines up with the anti-trans party, not the anti-trans policy.
It's been overrun by extremists currently, and I'm not for that. So that's a kind of a unique situation that'll be over with in 3 years. And
just for people listening, Jacob can't be honest and then says gaslit and all this bullshit. Jacob can't be honest because Jacob knows that honesty will lose him his position. But he is here to say that the Republicans, who he has acknowledged are anti-trans, the MAGA, who are the Republicans we even have to worry about, that he's acknowledged are anti-trans, the anti-trans people have the morally superior, because the Republicans and MAGA are following, quote unquote, new science. Science, that things Republicans love, over 90% of which believe that Noah's flood happened. Jacob believes, has the morally superior position. Now, with that preface and setup made very clear, so you can't claim anybody's gaslighting anybody, please present what the Republicans' position on trans youth healthcare is, then what the Democrats is, because if you just yell the Dutch protocol, because it isn't, it varies from the Democrats, isn't the Dutch protocol, and what our position would be. Those are the three that you need to actually contrast.
Well, I'd like to do what Jovan asked and give you citations.
Great.
Because you told me last time.
You do what we just said. What is the Republican position? Because that is your position. What are the citations of what actually supports those things? What is the Democrats' position and what is our position? Go for it.
Okay, so this is a complex conversation, Jimmy. You do this thing a lot of times where I'll say something.
Goodbye, Jacob. Goodbye. I'm done. I'm fucking done. You don't get on like this, Jacob. You can call again next Sunday after saying like you're everybody, they're waiting for my call and everything. You are given clear guidelines. It actually sets you up for success. Were you to meet what you were just told, you don't have to worry about, I wasn't guessing, because those covered all the follow-ups I were going to have. I don't care about your whining about whether or not you think I'm being fair. Whether you tell me I'm the one with the experience doing this, you aren't. I know how we have to go to make this a productive conversation. You can follow it or you can fuck all the way off. No one is scared of your points. We've already proven your points suck. Jovan's replayed the tape multiple times before now, showing that everything you say was, and that's why you backed off. That's not even my point. I don't even care about that. I don't even worry about that. But if instead of points, you can try again next Sunday. And if next Sunday you resort to, Jimmy, if you're going to set me up to actually have to prove my points in a way that would be structured and basically anticipates what the follow-ups would be, literally me setting you up in a way that you could have spoken uninterrupted if you just hit those fucking things, I don't give a fuck. Even though we don't have lines to fill in now, MAGA, by the way, that was a person allegedly from the left who just agrees with y'all on trans people. MAGA, if you would like to send a representative who you think is actually a positive representative who can actually go toe to toe, fucking do it. But so far you've had the guy who did everything but call me a fag. He wanted to. He's right. I'm queer. He wanted to call me a fag. He didn't. I don't know if he was worried that would get him dropped, but was bragging about beating them up. And then when it was like, hey, you sounded like a bigot. Oh, it was a pedophile. This other pedophile I had to beat up. He was touching young boys. And then it was, and he touched me. So there's that. You've got your queer haters. You got the guy before, but neither of which could stop talking and then wanted to demand to never be interrupted and interrupted every point we made early, like as we're talking. So even if you want to say it's unfair, they can't live by that which they are demanding. Unless, MAGA, this was your best. If Keith is your best, if that is the best you have, Luthien, if you'll reset the title here. If Keith is the best you have, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is. If that's the best you got, then that's the best you got. But MAGA, if you can do better, you have the number right there. 336-543-2101. Because I'm not going to sit here and do another thing where we do a half-hour conversation, and instead of talking about the topic at hand, Jacob's just going to go, I don't like that I'm being forced to actually answer the questions. I don't like that I'm being told what the boundaries are going to be. And now he's in chat. I didn't even get to one source. Yes, because you didn't get to one source. I handed you the mic, present what their position is and how those sources back it up, then contrast it to the Democrats' position and our position. You would have had and if you had just done that, but you wanted to complain. You wanted to complain about, you do this thing, Jimmy, which has nothing to do with it. So you can try again next Sunday because you're a fucking joke, Jacob.
Jimmy is pissed today. I love it.
I would say impatient. They can't get anger out of me. I would say impatient. I don't have time for it.
I can get angry depending on the person.
Yeah. I mean, I get angry.
Here's my issue.
That wasn't anger.
Here's my issue. Not to keep talking about Jacob. I don't like being gaslit. I don't like having the clip, having the like if me and you, Jimmy, we're talking about cars.
Yeah.
And we kept saying, when we put diesel into our car engines, they go faster. And Jimmy goes, and somebody came in and said, well, if that's true, how come cars breaking down go up after diesel? Well, now I would say this person is arguing against diesel, correct?
Yes.
When Jacob's lying ass says he's not arguing against gender affirming care, even though he brings it up that the suicide rates go up. Well, this seems sort of crazy.
Also, Jacob's brought up before things where clearly he only read the abstraction and straight up has said studies basically said the opposite of what the studies say. Jacob knows what he wants the point to be. Jacob knows where he wants to be on it. And people can sit there and say, Jimmy, you're the same way. You know what your position is. You go and you look for the things. And do I escape confirmation bias? No, I don't. However, I will tell you this. 10 years ago, I was a libertarian, anti-trans atheist. 5 years prior to that, I was a conservative, would have probably been pretty MAGA, anti-gay marriage because still in the closet, Mormon. Probably at that point more Christian. Probably had escaped the Mormonism of it all, but was still holding on to Christianity. So if you want to sit there and tell me that my mind can't be changed, the only evidence I have that you're wrong is my entire life, where going through the better I get at skepticism, the more solid, forget what the belief itself is. Think about the objective support for a belief. My beliefs, the more conservative, not atheist, less skeptical I was, those had the least solid backing where we can sit and go, here's the sources, here's the facts, here's the science. And I don't have to be scared of a debate where I have to justify them. And as time has gone on and I've implemented more skepticism, whatever the belief is, my list of supporting evidence and the quality of that evidence has improved tremendously. And so the fact that I find my beliefs change to that direction as I apply more skepticism, as I actually welcome new information, new challenges, as I expose myself to people I don't understand. Because you know what fucking changed me on gay people at first? Again, internally, I'm bisexual. I'm in a cis het normative relationship right now. And I have probably an extra affinity for the ladies, but I am a bisexual. And what changed my mind on gay marriage and stuff was both the factual side of it, but the urgency of actually giving a fuck about that was being exposed to more gay people, which was very limited in Wyoming and easier to stay in the closet when I was in Wyoming. I don't know why we just lost. Let me ask the screener. Why did the last driver, the driving? We had a driving person who I guess wouldn't pull over.
Always got to be breaking the rules, guys.
He said, this is how scared I am of Cosmic Epiphany. The information that, by the way, whoever just deleted him, we only censor like outright bigotry or a person spamming chat. This channel is different than The Line. We don't let people conjure a whole side ass show either, but this is how scared I am. I'm just going to read for you word for word. I have the sources listed on my channel and I will be updating them. Jimmy's scared of you guys canceling him, so he's afraid to engage, thus leaving the trans community at a disadvantage. I've been canceled. Probably multiple times, but one significant time. Now, is it the fact that now years later, despite it not being a big thing, I've been vindicated because the person who made all of those videos eventually apologized and put out a post and said they were manipulated in making those videos by another source? Yeah, that's fine and cool, but nobody's giving me my prize, and I certainly haven't got an apology from all the assholes who went crazy on it. Fear of my cancellation is why I don't give a fuck anymore, because I've recognized that what people say about you on the internet and who you are in no way related to each other. You are what you do, not what people said you did. And I don't give a fuck. Literally, you could not go watch my old content. You'll watch a guy who is chasing the algorithm. If you can, again, your evidence is how you feel. My evidence is the pattern of my life. Go watch my old stuff. You will be able to see the difference. Here's a person who is chasing what their audience would like and wanting the algorithm to approve of him, and a person who now does not give a fuck. I applied the skepticism, you failed to, and that's what you're upset about. But as you call into gaslight, you know, if I just say the word gaslight first, now if they accuse me of gaslighting, they're just copycats. So I bet you have to do that a lot, probably in your relationship with women too. Anyway, could give a fuck, legitimately. Guys, stop. Why are mods deleting this? Why are you deleting people? What's that? Did you say it's not you, Lupian? Who deleted? Wow, this is insane. First time I've watched this. Did Jimmy have narcissistic personality disorder? I love it. I fucking love it. You better believe. You know what? I'm not just a narcissist. I'm an exceptional narcissist. You have to love it. It is funny because the narcissism accusation is one of the more ableist things people don't even realize they're doing, because they do it to autistic people like fucking crazy, and they don't actually care. Narcissism is whoever is confident and disagree, not even confident, just whoever I don't like and disagree with. Those people are narcissists. How a person actually treats people in their own life, how they take care of people, what their motivations for doing things, none of those things matter. Anyway, I don't know who you assholes are deleting. Sorry, I won't call you assholes. I love you assholes, but stop deleting posts, people being assholes. Jimmy was a chaser. It's too true. All right, MAGA, who's calling in? The last guy was on the in the car, so we don't take calls in the car. We only have 38 minutes left. It's really easy to be on here. It's really easy to actually get to say your shit. You just have to engage honestly. Phone number is 33654-32101. 33654-32101. You can call in, MAGA. We want to talk to you. Jimmy's going to do a show. I don't remember where Riyadh is. Saudi Arabia. That's right. They offered me money to go and perform in Riyadh. I'm headed there.
With the other comedians?
I'm being sponsored by, what was that group that was sponsoring all the liberals? Chorus. Chorus is paying for my flight to go and perform in Riyadh, where I will be collecting $400 million for a 30-minute set. I just wish, like Bill Burr, who I liked so much for so many reasons, I wish Bill Burr had just been like, you know, I thought about my values and they hit the number where my values went away. I'm for sale. They hit my number. Look, just admit that you had that number and they hit it. I honestly feel like that would be better. Well, I liked Bill Burr. He says fucking hate Bill. I'm not fond of him right now. I don't know, Jovan, what call would you like the most? Besides for me to not just dump people. Our shirts match a little today.
Do we have people on the line?
No. I'm asking, who do you want to invite to call in?
That's like in chat. I don't know. Do we have anybody interested?
MAGA now. MAGA, let's do a new chat because it does change over the time. So everybody there, we've got the poll coming in. If people want to send in super chats while we wait for a call, basically, as long as MAGA isn't calling, you can make leftism money. We won't stop reading super chats until MAGA calls. Thank you, Godless Engineer, for filling out the thing. You're probably the only person who has so far. Let's see. Are you MAGA? MAGA, we're ready to talk to you. 33654-32101. 33654-32101. Did Jimmy Carr go to Riyadh?
I don't know.
Bruh. That blows. Jimmy is so narcissist, we have to say, go fuck yourself. Jimmy, go fuck yourself for him to accept a compliment. That is true. We do have a special brand of compliments here that's just for me. One could argue that is pretty egotistical. Everybody has to accommodate my sensitivities. 33654-32101. If you are MAGA, we are ready to take you. We are ready. Boy, Jacob in chat, he's just really...
Also his one study, I decided to look it up about this one study, and it the one on here which talks about pre and post surgical mental health benefits mostly just talks about whether or not after surgery people are still seeking out mental health counseling, which you tend to not stop that.
By the way, it's also true of anyone from any group who develops an affinity acknowledges a value in mental health services is more likely to engage in mental health services. I'm a cis het passing, not het white dude who thinks therapy is awesome. And so I continue to go to therapy. I take breaks, but anyway. Aw, Jacob's still in there in chat crying it. He says he tried to engage in good faith. You literally didn't answer the question. You didn't answer what was asked of you. How is that engaging in good faith?
Yeah, so here there are some critiques, like the study is observational, it's not causal. So it's just like looking at stuff. It doesn't really tell us anything.
Right. It's you have two groups. One group ends up in any groups. Let's go with Cheetos. Who prefers poofy Cheetos and who prefers the crunchy Cheetos? And when you have that, one of those groups will have a higher number of murderers in it. But does that mean if the poofy Cheetos has a higher number of more murderers in it, that poofy Cheetos people are more likely to be murderers because of the poofy Cheetos? For people who don't understand what he meant by it was observational, not causal. You can just take the data and go, these people. What's that?
Said I love poofy Cheetos.
I think I prefer poofy to crunchy also.
Why are all the clothes in ZA? Why do they all suck so bad?
Dude, I had some good ninja clothes from the first one that I wish they would have just done in this one. I looked like a ninja going around. I was like, why can't I just have some ninja clothes? MAGA, we're ready to talk to you at 33654-32101. Send an actual MAGA. Don't send somebody who's just going to gay bash. That's what we had in Keith. What was the first caller's problem?
What was whose?
I can't remember what the first caller was. I mean, the first caller never answered a single question directly. Oh, and just wouldn't admit that what he didn't like. No, I think that was Keith. Keith, I was trying to get to just admit he doesn't like the idea of a black woman. Like, that's what it was. Keith doesn't like black women. That's why.
And then one caller wanted to just slur you. So,
but I think that was the same one, wasn't it? Both were Keith.
Bro, they all bleed in. No, we had Dirk. Dirk was just annoying and wrong. Yeah. Honestly, I take Dirk over Jacob.
Dirk also a big gaslighter. Well, we went longer for Dirk because Dirk was at least engaged. Imagine that being how low the bar was. Dirk got like 30 minutes because he engaged more honestly than Jacob. Jacob got like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and still couldn't get to a point. Still couldn't get to it. and had to be kept on track. And then like definitively here, make your points. Give us the position, the study that supports it, the contrast with the Democrats, the contrast with our position. Go. You do this thing where you do this thing where you ask for the actual definitive answers that would make my point. Because I'm not good at making my point. You owe me a fruit basket, Jacob. That's what you owe me. Anyway.
You want a fruit basket?
Maybe I was too mean. Maybe I've scared him away. Or maybe we've just defeated all of MAGA. You like my Green Day shirt, by the way?
Oh no, we definitely have defeated all. Well, no, I'm not doing my my stream up because I was like, I just don't feel like running it. And I think what I've learned is that's the problem.
People. It could be, but we have 1,500 people. We did 120,000 views before the show was over with Promise last week. So sometimes it also just depends which algorithm you got in and when they're there. MAGA, we want to talk to you. 33654-32101. Tell us why Donald Trump is a great president, because we don't believe he is. If you believe Donald Trump is a great president and you can articulate why, especially while we will do arguments about whether he is better than the alternative, I'd like you to just articulate why he's a great president without invoking the alternative. Because generally that's the like, you have a straw man of what you think the other side was right, what their position was. And that straw man is like so far from reality. You're like, oh, Donald Trump's a great president because he's giving our economy more money by not spending our money on transgender surgery for illegal immigrant prisoners. Because that's what the policy of the other administration was going to be. And so the economy's better because we're not doing that. Which is the funny thing is, guys, if we funded every single illegal immigrant's transgender surgery who wanted to have one, let's say that was the Democratic platform, Kamala Harris would have still been a better president than Donald Trump.
That's
even if you agree that those are right, I would do that. I would give anybody who wants it. But even if you are on the side that trans just doesn't exist, trans people shouldn't ever have surgery, even if that was your side, Kamala Harris would have still been a better president than Donald Trump. Good president? No. The Democrats can't produce a good president. But better? Yes.
Jimmy, I'm going to lose it. All of these outfits suck.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Are you looking up like the whole list of every single one? Are any of them very purple?
Yeah, I'm like at all the stores.
Oh, you're manually going and checking, or you're like looking at a list on the internet?
No, I'm like walking to each store and looking for something nice to wear, but they all suck.
Oh, is Jacob a staunch Christian? I was under the impression he agreed with us on everything except trans stuff. That adds up. Is that the truth? Jacob's a Christian?
Oh shit!
Are you aware?
Headphones? Oh my god, these headphones are so big. Is Jacob Christian? Ugly. Gross for him.
That's what I want to know.
Gross for him, not for us.
It is funny where you're like, I'm a leftist, but but I'm a Christian, and so I still have to hate trans people. Would be like so not surprising. It's kind of like, tell me also about your white penis, because I know that's in the bag too.
Whoa, like, Jimmy, I don't want to hear about Jacob's penis.
But I'm more
Jimmy
talking about the broad category of like amongst leftists, quote unquote leftists, because how can you be a leftist if you're anti-trans? You're like trying to maintain a hierarchy steeped in like
I have had people call in who are like, I'm worried about the working class. Why are you worried about LGBT issues? I'm like, you're joking, right? Are they not members of the working class? Like, what the fuck?
Right. You mean those? You mean because they seem to work with us anyway? And by the way, why do we do it here? Because I mean, not Jovan, but we're queer. Like, I'm queer. The second in command at this company is trans. Really, she's in charge.
Yeah,
that's why I don't have to.
I'm just one of them there cisgender heterosexual men.
Yeah. But people were relieved to find out I could make a black friend. And we're like, boy, have we ever seen Jimmy with
I was wondering if we were going to get through an entire stream without being tokenized.
Without acknowledging your blackness?
Yeah.
I have 5 white streams this week where I need to make sure we set those up for success. Are they all? Oh, that makes me uncomfortable to acknowledge out loud.
Somebody said in one of that I'm like one of your only black people in rotation. How does that make you feel as the head of the company?
It'd be more racist for me to start listing them off now, I feel.
I need everybody to ask Jimmy why he doesn't seek out more black talent.
Yeah.
Specifically. Anytime Jimmy's on a stream with somebody, be like, Jimmy, where's the rest of the black talent for the line?
It's very easy.
Really lay it on thick.
I'm really glad you're doing this because it allows me to scapegoat everybody, including you. Jovan, as a member of the line, knows that I don't actually book anybody but my own shows, and that's new. I haven't really been doing shows. And so he, as a member of the line, can book multiple episodes of 'Cause I Wanna as the main host and platform somebody else. As long as they're cool with trans people, they're not like as long as they basically are humanists and everything, he can platform. So my question to you, Jovan, is why haven't you hosted any man, we'll be the funniest group to say, because it's not just that you haven't hosted any black guys. We could just go with any other group too. Why is there a reason why you don't want to co-host with a Latino woman?
How do you know I haven't?
I said Latino woman. I feel like I undermined my own point. Latina woman would be correct, right? Well, I flubbed that.
I'm not touching that with a 20-foot pole.
Oh, are you a Latinxer? I kind of
I don't know what the right term is because I'm told different things from different people. So I'm just like, y'all got it.
Yeah.
Y'all correct it. I'm not going.
I imagine some people would tell me actually Latina woman itself is also redundant, as though you're trying to make Latina like an adjective, like non-identifying. So probably even in that case, the people who would be pro using Latino over Latino would also be like, that's anyway. Why don't you like
someone in the chat said that I kicked them from my Discord for asking to be a YouTube mod. I've kicked one person out of my Discord like ever.
People always
the
think
current Discord that I have, I've only ever kicked one person out of, so I don't know what you're talking about. And that person knows who they are.
Someone says Jovan isn't black. He's just a deeper shade of soul. Hey, MAGA, you can call us right now, 33654-32101. We want to talk to you. Also, if you believe in God and you think we should believe in God, we don't believe in God, we would hear you out. Why should we believe in God? We have 24 minutes left, probably enough time for one more call. So if you want to be the last call of the day, that phone number is 33654-32101. It's really funny. In the first half, we had a bunch of calls queue up, but they're gone now.
How many people in the chat are joking about my blackness that are white? Look at yourself.
Most people are now pretending to be up to date on which term to use. So you have very few people commenting on your blackness, and now it's mostly white people telling me whether to say Latino or Latina. It's thank God for the whites.
Jimmy cancels stream
should I host
number
a poll on racial issues? Huh?
Dude, you want to see you got to look at, am I posting it this week? What day am I posting this video? It's going live on my page. Hold on, I'll tell you in 1 second.
Well, he's looking that up. 28th. 33654-32101. We got time for one more caller.
The 28th.
Kyle. I thought I saw you on a channel the other day, and you were going to call in and tell me why to believe in God.
What'd somebody think of the white people?
Finally someone said it. I'm tired of only have been thought about for all of modern history and prioritized.
Yeah, I think white people just they've had it too rough for too long.
Yeah.
They really need a break, you know?
When's going to be our white history century?
When's our turn?
Yeah. Thank you for noticing the haircut. No one noticed the other day. It is what it is. I just wanted it off of it was too much. It's getting caught on stuff. I might have asked for a little too short. The hairdresser did a great job. I should still be able to be Christ-like. On this Friday's Halloween episode, where I'm going as Christ, queer Christ, drag Christ, and Forrest Valkai, I don't even know what he's doing. I don't know if he's figured it out yet. We've got that last one. You're an atheist and a mod for Joel. Oh, okay. That's where I saw you. My bad. I'm going to be honest. I trolled a bunch of Christian chats tonight with Kyle, so I didn't know. MAGA, we'd love to hear from you.
I tried to get into this chat from somebody. And I couldn't do it.
In what
couldn't
chat?
There was this dude that was debating about Charlie Kirk, and he was like, "Tell me why you hate Charlie Kirk." And like everybody going up, he kept going, anything they brought up as criticism, he's like, well, that's not really what Charlie Kirk said. And I wanted in so bad. And then I was sitting in his call line for like ever, and I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be on the other end. This
wait.
Sucks.
Yeah. Why would I wait? But right now, you don't have to wait. The next MAGA caller, the next God believer wants to call in and talk us into MAGA, talk us into God. You're on. You'll be on the air. We'll get a little bit of screening details from you, and that is it.
Meanwhile, if you guys want to hear my Pokemon party right now, I can tell you.
I'll tell you mine.
It's actually really, mine is really lazy. It's all starters. So it's Emboar, Pikachu, breaks in Quilladin. I hate the new starters. Frogadier, and then an Absol that I need to get rid of because I had Absol in there for
who is my Quilladin?
It's the evolved form of what's his name? The little grass starter.
Chikorita?
No. Chikorita evolves into Bayleaf. And then Magnesium? Chespin. It's Chespin. It's Chespin's evolved form.
Evolved. I guess I didn't know I know Chespin and Chestnut, but the middle one's not a chess?
No. I hate these. Once I can get a better starter, but I just keep Pokemon in my party until they're fully evolved, and then I move on to the next Pokemon so that I can fully evolve them. Like I said, I go for next completion.
Call back. If you believe in God, it looks like 6% of you so far do. Call back. We'll do it. Believe in God. You believe in MAGA.
I was talking about Pokemon and you wanted to get out of here.
What'd you say?
Said he heard I was talking about Pokemon and he wanted to get the hell out of here.
I can't debate on Pokemon. Pokemon has evolution in it.
Garbodor. It's an alpha Garbodor.
I will say I wish they would.
I'm running.
I wish they would invoke the physical changes from Gigantamax and make them megas. So now I want Garbodor's mega form to be just a smaller version of his Gigantamax form. That'd be cool.
The thing I'm having an issue with is I'm slowly realizing I feel like the map is small. I just feel like this is the whole map, right? Just this city is the whole map.
Yeah. It doesn't feel too small.
Why is it compared to Arceus, it's so small.
Do you think it is? I wonder if somebody's done a comparison, step for step, how many square or whatever.
I mean, Arceus had multiple areas, and it's Numel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I prefer it. It's still good.
But Arceus had almost 0 trainer battles, whereas this game is 50% trainer battling, 50% Pokemon catching.
I like I said, I like the battles, but I could get down with I'm okay. I was okay with the Arceus not having trainer battles. It didn't bother me.
I think what you're saying
my
is
favorite thing in Pokemon is finishing the deck.
Do Zelda's Majora's Mask, make the battle area the whole town on the inside, and then surround it with the other zones, and so go full wild area outside.
That would go hard as fuck.
I could get with that.
My thing is I just really want I want a Pokemon game that is Breath of the Wild, essentially.
Yeah, I get that, and you'll probably never get it until AI makes it for you.
Oh my God.
One of those things. Yeah. There's a funny thing because people were just roasting someone. It might have even, was it Sam Altman? Someone just said AI video games in the future are going to be incredible, and everybody's roasting. And it's he is right, but I don't know when he's saying AI is unlocking my ability to code apps because I can't code shit, but I also can't afford a coder to build I built this app over a weekend for our calendar monitoring. I literally got that app priced years ago or over the last couple of years. It was thousands of dollars to get made, and I made it, and now I can adapt it when I want to. So AI will equip regular people to be able to make games, and I'm excited for that possibility post-capitalism. I'm excited for people to be able to vibe create anything, but I'm not excited for right now the way it's fucking everybody. Anyway,
I saw a video on YouTube where somebody used ChatGPT to make Minecraft, but I'm just like, it just, you know, it doesn't work great.
I'm gonna make Flappy Bird once. Why is this collar taking so long to screen? Don't talk to the screener this long. It's all good. Just chill.
Jimmy's it's like I need the stimulation.
Here we go. Dylan in Wisconsin. Dylan in Wisconsin, you are on the line with Jimmy and Jovan. How are you, Dylan? How's Wisconsin this time of year?
It's beautiful. Beautiful out here. It's starting to get cold.
October's pretty good for everywhere in America. It's like our best month in most states.
I'd say when it starts to hit fall, that's when it's great.
So it looks like you're a conservative. Are you yourself in the MAGA movement, Dylan?
I wouldn't say that I'm in the MAGA movement, but there are some things that I guess I do like about it.
Okay.
But
I kind of see what you're...
I mean, like, I'm conservative, but like moderate.
Sure. I kind of see what your question is going to be. So I think I want to ask you a question first, because I think it's going to affect how your question is going to be answered. What would you say are the main things MAGA supports that are why you differentiate yourself? Sorry, let me think of how to put it. You're not considering yourself MAGA. That must mean that there are specific categories or positions they have that you're not willing to sign on to. But you are conservative and you're willing to vote with them because there's enough overlap. So what are the specific policies of MAGA? What are the specific aspects of MAGA that you're not on board for, and why you won't associate yourself as part of the MAGA movement?
I would say one of the big things that I don't like about some of the movements in general is how radical they can become, like how quickly radical they can become, and as well as
how cult-like
kind
they
of
are,
discrediting.
Right?
Yeah. Some of the cult-like. I mean, I've been listening to your show, and I believe it's Jovan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen both of your guys' shows a few times here and there. And some of the guys that come on are kind of rude. And I don't like how that's like a representation of conservatives or people who believe in the MAGA movement or parts of the MAGA movement in general.
So forgive me, just because we're down to 14 minutes, I want to try and be succinct here. If you had to grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, you can do decimals. How MAGA would you say you are?
I love that question.
Probably like a 7, maybe.
7 on the dot, 7.0?
Yeah, like between 7 and 8.
What has there been anything? Wait, really quickly. Has there been anything Trump has done that you're just like, this is a line that just I can't. It's too, the line is too crossed at this point.
Yeah, there was my brother and me talk about a lot of this stuff, politics related things when it comes to like Israel and Hamas, Gaza, all that stuff going on over there, and finding out how much money Trump has taken from Israel was pretty disgusting, and finding out how many of our politicians in general have taken from Israel. It's like, are we our own country, or do we actually serve their country?
How do you feel about the fact that? How do you feel about the fact that under Trump, Israel is about to own 45% of TikTok?
To be honest, I don't like TikTok. I try to stay away from social media as much as possible. I don't like the idea of countries owning products like that. Never been a big fan.
Well, Israel's basically about to have control over the TikTok algorithm. Like,
yeah,
seems like a pretty big deal. I
used to be a pretty big supporter of Israel. And then after finding out some information from my brother, he's showed me tons of stuff on Israel. It's definitely swayed my opinion to be a little bit more in the middle rather than be on their side entirely.
I don't.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm concerned about what you're saying because I don't know which things changed your mind on Israel. there are things by which I want people to have their minds changed on Israel, and it's kind of like, yeah, like these are the things you don't understand about what's happening modern day. Then there's the other ones, the like running the world, Holocaust didn't happen kind of videos that I'm like, let's not.
No.
Israel.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I don't think I'm crazy, but that's probably what a crazy person would say.
It is just weird though that you're more in the center. You know that the UN put out a pretty comprehensive report showing that Israel's absolutely committing a genocide. They've committed 4 of the 5 necessary steps towards a genocide.
Yeah, that's the stuff that I'm not in favor of. That's obviously what has swayed my opinion to not be in support of them as much.
Scale 1 to 10, how much do you like the tariffs? Just sorry, I'm trying to get it going quick again too. The tariffs.
The tariffs, a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Did you say? I'd say like a 6 or a 7. I was
on a scale of 1 to 10. His tax policy.
Tax policy, indifferent. I don't know enough about the tax policy.
Scale 1 to 10. His plans for American healthcare and deregulating insurance companies.
I'd probably say like a 6 or a 7.
You are pro 6 or 7. What is Donald Trump's plan to replace the ACA or for healthcare?
From my understanding, the Affordable Care Act was supposed to, they were supposed to cut funding, and
what's his plan to replace it?
Stuff that I wasn't sure on the replacement. Could you?
There is.
I'm not sure on the replacement.
There is no one. So this is why I asked you what your score is. To give a score of 6 to 7, I knew as soon as you said 6 to 7. Marjorie Taylor Greene will tell you 2 right now, because they acknowledge there's no, how do you grade that which isn't present? There is no plan. They're defunding the ACA. They're trying to destroy it without a plan to replace it. He just says, he's been saying since 2015, we're 2 weeks away. So now go ahead and ask what your original question is, because having asked you those questions, I think I can answer completely, quickly, and easily.
Yeah. So the major question that I had, it was a line that I had seen or something that was said, but when you talk about MAGA people, are you talking about like the extremely excessive MAGA people who are like the 10s, 11s across the board on everything, radicalized, or are you talking about the MAGA people in general or conservatives in general? Because when I see these shows, it seems like it's a lot. Sometimes it's just bashing on a conservative or bashing on and they're bashing on you. And so it doesn't seem like.
Sorry, I'm going to try and get past preamble. I've got the question. I asked you about tariffs, tax, healthcare, the ACA replacement, Israel, and a few other things. There isn't a big enough difference between MAGA and conservative in the conservative movement to separate them. And the fact of the matter is everything you listed that you were a 6 or a 7 on, conservatives are broadly a 6 or a 7 on as well. And MAGAs are the ones who are like a 10 on. Therefore, yes, broadly, the MAGA movement in general, separate from the people, I'm sure I can fish with them. As long as they never say the word trans, we're probably fine. Going fishing. But as far as the actual movement goes, there is not a redeemable quality to being MAGA if you can consider yourself associated with MAGA and probably conservatism broadly. Then there is something that I think is fundamentally wrong with you as a person. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with the way you think, the way you evaluate truth, the way you evaluate claims. I think that you have failed to have a level of humanity, and those things that we talked about are just a few of the cannot budge on. It's kind of like there are more issues that are like civil rights issues from the past than people understand, as far as like, oh, we got to find a middle ground. I think finding a middle ground on healthcare is like trying to find a middle ground with slavery, legitimately. Like that's as far as a moral imperative goes, and something that it is absolutely terrible and immoral that we don't extend these things. I find myself in a position of it is inexcusable to maintain the idea that how sick you are should be the central focus of an industry that is for profit. And so, yes, the entire MAGA movement and conservative movement that would continue to benefit rich people based on the fact that humans get sick, they need to try and insure themselves against getting sick, but pay in more broadly. Then they take out that people can become billionaires, and that company will be considered more successful if this year versus last year, they figure out how to cover less and they implement things like AIs that have a 90% rejection of claim rate. Like, I'm sitting here, Dylan, and going, it's wild to me that you guys elected a president who is killing people on boats that deserve to die less than the guy Luigi Mangione capped. And yet you sit there, they will sit there and say Luigi is a criminal, but Donald Trump is a hero.
Okay. That's an interesting point. I'd have to think more into that and look more into that.
Do you believe it's okay that Donald Trump is killing alleged drug traffickers in international waters?
Without like any warning whatsoever, no. To be honest, it should be.
Let's say there is warning. Let's say there is warning. They know. Let's say war is even declared, and they know that they are drug traffickers, and their reasoning is fully supported because you are going to bring those drugs into America, which will get tons of people addicted, continue a lot of people on their addiction, and because people will ultimately die with that cycle continuing, therefore, we're going to kill you to prevent that from happening. Would you say then you support it?
If it was like an all-out war, drug war, knew that they were drug traffickers or
just a foreign, like they're saying, it's a foreign invader coming into our country to bring something that is going to kill us, kill people. Specifically through drugs.
I would prefer that they would be arrested rather than killed. But
then you already aren't as MAGA and conservatives as you think you are. Because I'm sitting here going, how can we be doing that but not be walking healthcare CEOs out to the gallows? Because they are profiting off of doing the exact same thing. Americans are sick and they are in pain, mental and physical, and they are seeking relief. And therefore a market exists, and two people fill that: black market drugs and pharmaceutical companies, I should say. And we're going to kill the one, but the people who we know are the source of the addiction in the first place, those guys we are going to reward with the best lives a person can buy in the form of billions of dollars. And conservatism and the MAGA movement, it supports lowering their taxes, deregulating those companies, keeping the government out of regulating, because it's a company, it's a private business. And I think that is absolutely unforgivable. And if I believed in the death penalty, I would believe in extending it to a lot of these CEOs and certain political figures for killing Americans this very way. I think Donald Trump, while I'm not going to say I will support him being killed via death penalty or any legal means, because you definitely do not say that on the internet. So I'm just going to say I think Donald Trump has caused more Americans who didn't deserve to die and to suffer than the most prolific serial killers ever have.
Okay. All right. That's some good info. You were definitely well more knowledgeable than I was expecting. You got a good head on your shoulders.
Appreciate it. Unfortunately, some of the other callers don't give you an opportunity to show that because you can't get them to shut the fuck up while you're talking. But you've been great, Dylan. I'd love to have this conversation more. We only have 2 minutes left. Do you and Jovan want to hit a thing or two before we transfer you?
Yeah, I mean, if Jovan has any questions, that's fine. I don't mind calling back.
For the most part, Jimmy covered everything. More. Call back next Sunday. Be the first person to call back next Sunday.
We'd love that.
I will try to. Might be busy, but I will try to.
We'll help Dylan. Right. You don't have to support the Nazis. I mostly said that to be fun.
Yeah, I'm not. I try not to be an over supporter of it. I think it's. You
wouldn't beat up gay people, right?
No. I I guess I'm just kind of traditional in the sense of like I believe in like the nuclear family and stuff like that. Like I believe
Are you gay?
in. Am I? No.
Yeah. Did we lose you,
Sorry?
Dylan? It's not a trick question. Are you gay?
No, I'm still here. No.
So do you believe if you were gay, but you still heard the reasoning for the nuclear family, you'd be able to easily just be like, I'll just not be gay?
Mm-mm.
Actually, what's going to happen, Dylan, is I'm going to snap my fingers and you're going to forget you ever were gay. There you go. You just forgot you were gay, Dylan.
Oh, no.
We'll talk about that more, Dylan. It's very easy to support that everyone should be a straight dude when you're a straight dude, Dylan. It's real easy.
No,
but now
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that.
I know you don't mean it like that. What I'm telling you is your belief, your feeling of like, yeah, I just support the nuclear family is actually a statement of your privilege to be able to. And it comes in a lot of forms. And I'd love to start there when we talk next time, but we do got to let you go, Dylan.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks. Nuclear family is a funny term. I just imagine they glow in the dark and are radioactive.
No.
I committed a white crime on this. I'm going to say this last as we go over there.
Many.
I couldn't think of another issue besides slavery in the moment I needed to say something. And as a white person, you never compare anything to slavery. You don't do it. But I did it. And there I did it.
Damn, Jimmy.
I don't even necessarily think you would have disagreed with the statement as my black authority here, but I totally realized as I did it, I was like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to. Anyway, it was kind of funny. Well, that's the show. I thought Jovan would have a thought there, but he's wanted me to rest with it.
What thought am I supposed to have?
I don't know. Anyway, thank you for joining, Jovan. It gave me credibility. And also I like you.
Token.
When you need a token queer who is in a cishet passing relationship, what is the word? The heteronormative relationship. I'm there. I've been waiting my whole life to be tokenized. It's just somehow hard to do. It's weird.
It's a little tough. It's a little tough.
Yeah. It's like being objectified. I've been waiting my whole life to be objectified. I have yet to be objectified or tokenized. I'm waiting for the day. Goodbye, everybody. That's the show. Fade to black.
Boy.